So Sasan Hiroti is the second most dangerous guy in this show. The fact is he almost took out a guy like Andrew Jack earlier this year, and that was at FIBA Germany. In fact, he was leading after the prejudging. So all of these other guys, they cannot afford to come in off, because it was Sasan's ultimate conditioning that made him stand out so much, even against a guy like Andrew Jack. So the game plan by Sasan and his coach, Chris Azito, that did not go in their favor at the New York Pro, because they tried to come in a bit more fuller, with a bit more size, and that came at the expense of conditioning, and that is why he dropped down to 5th place. So Sasan can be the one to challenge a guy like Regan for Cali Pro title here. So the one aspect that puts Regan at a huge advantage over all these other guys, that is his aesthetics. There is nobody in this lineup who can challenge a guy like Regan in that regard. Now, the Brazilian mass monster, Bruno Santos, who by the way is working with Milos. That was the case last year. The fact is, Bruno Santos is a very muscular bodybuilder. He's very huge, insane size, but he doesn't have the best of shape. And we know he isn't an aesthetic guy, especially in comparison to a guy like Regan. And the only one guy who is big enough, as well as very aesthetic, that is another guy from Brazil, Leandro Perez, who is doing his 3rd show of the season, and he was definitely improved from Arnold Brazil to the Pittsburgh Pro, where we saw him standing next to a guy like Nick Walker, and he held his own pretty damn well, especially in terms of the size. So, no Bonac, no Nick Walker, and no Michael Crizzle at this year's Cali Pro. So all these guys, they are all gonna get a very fair look by the judges. So Nick and Bonac skipping California Pro. That makes all the sense in the world. But why didn't Michael Crizzle go for this title, as this could have been his show to win? Well, only him and his coach George Farrell, they know the reason. Possibly they might be going for the Emperor Classic spin. So what do you guys think? Can Regan and Stefan bring it home at this year's Cali Pro and qualify for the Olympia? So based on that 5 days out update that Regan put out, he looks pretty awesome.